today we're going to be jumping, instead of going in a logical sequential order, we're going to be doing goal 16 today, because the team and I felt that it fitted quite well with what Clara's been doing this week, and also what we did with goal 10 on Wednesday, because these goal 10 and goal 16 tie in quite well, and very topical with the news with all the things that are going on in the world today. I hope you guys are good and that you had a nice week, and it's nearly the weekend. If you are watching from Europe, you have finished your week, hopefully. You definitely should have done. Like, I think it's 5 PM in the UK, 6 PM in Copenhagen, so if you're still at work, please go home. You should not be working anymore. It's Friday. It's illegal to work that late on a Friday. Here in Chile it's lunchtime, and I'm going to take you through the session on goal 16, which, if you have seen the post, it's on peace, justice and strong institutions. When I first heard first looked up the title, I thought this would be quite tricky to convey to kids, because that's what these sessions are about. If you haven't done one of them before, it's unlike the other sessions that are in the clubhouse, which is all about you. These ones are like empowering kids and just helping the next generation. So although you could join in with the sessions, it's very geared towards teaching kids, and I also give you a lot of pedagogy and like information as a teacher, an educator or a coach. So there's a lot of extra information, so it's not just a workout class. Sorry, if you're looking for a workout class, maybe look at some of the other, like Dee this morning did a workout class, so she's amazing, so check her out. This one's for people who are going to be educating kids. Okay, hi to, I think my mum's watching. Hola! I'll just show you my session plan. Oh look, we found a new place to store the stand-up paddleboard on the bar. This bar is the least bar ever. It's my standing desk and storage for the paddleboard and for Goose's tools. There's 0 alcohol in this bar. Okay, so is that like good? So today is peace, justice and strong institutions, and although it does sound a bit of a mouthful and a bit tricky, if you break down the definition of peace, it's actually quite easy to spell it out to kids and to try and help them. So there's the session plan, which you should, if you've watched these before, then you know how we work with the high five model to keep not only the educator on track but also the kids. So you need to get your piece of paper and you draw around your hand. Then start with a warm-up, make it fun, otherwise it's not worth doing. Individual, so for anyone that's educating kids via Zoom, here's some ones that you can do, or if you just have your own kid at home. The group game, if you have returned to group situations, I think in the UK they can now see 6 people, so for UK people, this is the group games. Physical challenge to unite the world and give you a competition against each other. And then action for the goal is like little things that we can do to make a big impact. Like the snowball effect, so if one person does a little thing, the effect is huge with the magnitude of it. So Clara always does really good sessions on this, of very specific things. Also, can you zoom in? So this is the site I use to do my research. So if you want more in-depth than this, then go onto globalgoals.org, and then all the information that I've just read, you can read yourself, otherwise I had to rewrite it. Okay, so we're going to start. You might remember a few weeks ago we did a warm-up which involved different translations of the same word. So today we're going to be doing a similar warm-up for the kids, but instead we're teaching them the word for peace in different languages, paz. Okay, so I'm just going to define it. Now I'm not going to try and read this upside down, because in my italic-y writing I actually can't read it upside down. So here we go. So peace. Ready? Peace, a concept of societal friendship in the absence of hostility and violence. So if I was talking to kids right now, I would basically say it's where everyone is nice to each other. So because Albert Einstein says If you cannot explain your idea to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it. So there we go, peace. Being nice to each other, being kind, let's go. Kind is cooler than nice. So being kind to each other. I wish I could just like say this to some world leaders. Be kind to each other, that would solve so many problems. Okay, so today, guys, we're going to be working on being kind to each other. It's my 5-year-old voice, which I should use for a few people who are not 5. Here we go. So we're going to do a warm-up, individual game, group game, physical challenge, action for the goals on how to be kind to each other. And so we're going to start with the warm-up. Is Ellen watching? So nice knowing Ellen is watching. Thank you, Ellen. Here we have, firstly, a small disclaimer. I am not fluent in Japanese, Korean, Arabic, or any of the other languages that I've attempted to write. So I apologise if these are not how you should write it. I may have written something horrendous without meaning to. So here we go. Let's try and pronounce these. So we've got path, or if you're in Spain, path. I'm guessing this is French, so page. I don't know how you say that with the A-I-X. Any French speakers out there?
Oui, oui.
Salam. I really do not know how to say M, N and P. Russians, anyone? Because this has got no consonant, no vowels. I can't work with this, sorry. M, N and P, yeah. Udo, Peish, I think, I've repeated, sorry. Pokoi, Taker, Fred, Mier. Weird that that means peace, and in French it doesn't not mean peace. Baris, Pace, Damai, Shalom. I got nothing on this. Hasiti, Frior, and Ellen is about to give us the Estonian. Come on, Ellen! And then these ones here, no idea how to say them, but they look nice. Look at this nice symmetry. As a graphic designer, they're nice. Okay, so let's crack on with the warm-up. So what you're going to need, so with the kids, if you're a language teacher, handily I am, then you need to make it fun if you're working with kids. I used to teach 3 girls on a Friday evening. Can I just say, the parents enlisted their kids into a Friday evening language class. So the kids have had a whole week of school, and then they came to me to do English in Germany. Oh, poor kids. We did a lot of drawing. And so you need to make it fun, otherwise the kids will just be asleep, especially on a Friday, and the cameraman also. So I've got my 3 smiley balls, and what we're going to do is try and make a warm-up where the kids are learning the words for peace in different languages. Like, it's similar to the one we did a few weeks ago, and I'll show you how I would teach language to kids on a Friday when no one wants to be there. Okay, so let's do this. So we've got our phases. I mean, can I read these upside down? Yes, for you I'll read them upside down. Oh, I don't think I can read it sideways. Okay, so if you've got access to a gym ball, that's really good, because you can get the old core stability going. Or you can just do it with a football. So, we're actually cooking croissants right now, hand down. Ready? So I'm going to try not to throw these balls in the oven. Yeah, but can you move away from the oven? Okay, ready? So on your stability ball, if you haven't used one of these before, maybe don't go straight to the knee. Is the music too high? Is the music too high? You're nodding, that's a bad thing. Turn it down. Sorry. Okay. Ready? So, if you haven't used a Swiss ball before, don't go straight to your knees because will be quite challenging. So I'd say as a basic level like this. Okay. Then you could try lifting one leg like that. It's important that you keep your core stable. There's no point doing that Okay, like, oh yeah, I can lift one leg. No. Okay, you need to keep the stability like that. Okay, now to make me actually warm up, I'll have to make it a bit harder. Okay. Can you do it? Okay. We've got a very talented cameraman here. The BBC are watching. I mean, he's able to film and throw balls. So we're just gonna yeah. So we're gonna try and warm our whole body up. Oh yeah. We got this. I hope you notice the extreme athletics performance going on here by the cameraman. There's a reason he plays rugby for Chile. Ah! Okay. Okay, so you want to do a bit of juggling?
Estonian rahu.
Rahu. Cool word from Estonian. Let's add it right in. Rahu. I love that. I think that's my favourite one so far, Rahu. Okay, ready? So now you should be a bit warm with your arms. Now we're going to get the heart beating a bit. So, if you're not familiar with any sports science, you need to get your heart rate up in the warm-up, because that's going to pump blood all around your body, which will enable you to be more efficient in the exercise. For kids, you can just keep it simple and just say, we need to get our pulse rate up, and then they can just... I mean, great for you, Juice. Now I have a big light in my face. 2 fingers into your into this carotid artery here. Don't use your thumb because it has its own pulse, and then the kids can measure if their heart rate's gone up, or they can put it on their wrist. Okay, right, so I'm going to do a little warm up with the ball now. You don't need to throw. Okay, so you can put your pad with the phases here, and then I'm just going to dribble around the ball and the pad, and just get my feet moving and get a bit warm, because it is very cold in this cabin. Okay, because we are in autumn in Chile, unlike Europe. Okay, so just want to be using both feet. Lots of different touches. Okay, try and imagine that you're dancing. Okay, because then you're going to do different movement. Okay, I hope you're all doing this in your house, and it's not just me prancing around. And we have some sunshine in Chile. Come on. We've had a rainstorm for the last 2 days. Okay, start bringing the intensity up. By now you should be, if you're wearing a jumper, the heat that's been, so heat is a product of respiration. So if you are not feeling warm yet, you're not warming up at the right intensity. So you should want to take your jumper off by now. Okay, or at least the sleeves. And then how to bring in the peace stuff. So now I'm going to incorporate these, now that my heart rate's gone up. Temperature. Sorry. See how it worked? Okay, so now in the warm-up, we're done. So I showed you a coordination one and core stability, and then cardiovascular and football. So that one I did with football. If you're a basketball coach, basketball, hockey, kayaking, okay, it's just moving. And then now you're going to bring in the words for peace to make it a bit of a game. Kids are very good at remembering normally. So every time I catch the ball now, I'm gonna, or with the football, we're gonna say a different word for peace. Okay? I'm going to have some terrible pronunciation going on here. Is it we had any help from anyone Russian yet on how we pronounce what is it? M, N and P. Anyone with any Russian, please. I can't put I can't do them. Okay, ready. So I'm gonna pass you the ball, Matthew. If you're inside, maybe don't use a gigantic football for this, so you can break some windows. Okay, so from a technical perspective, imagine this is a defender. If you're teaching some technical football, you want to teach the kids to check away, like that, and then move into space. So if you watch my body movements, check, and then move. Okay, if you're wondering why, it's because, imagine I'm marking, I'm a defender, so, can you see me? Yeah. So if I'm marking there, and I see a check that way, I'm going to go like that. Then you get in behind. Okay. Ready? So wait. So before they pass the ball, the person, or the wall if you have just must make sure that I check first. Ready? Pass. Pace. I have to look. Udo. Yeah. Go through the bathroom. Okay. Let me do this one. Ready? So make sure they're doing a check. Kids will find it weird. They're gonna do this. Okay. So you got to make sure it looks natural. Tell them to be like a ninja. Okay. Do you see what I did with my hand there? Okay, so if you've ever played football in a country where you don't speak the language, you know how important non-verbal communication is. So I played in Germany for a bit without any German and a lot of non-verbal.
M-I-R.
M-I-R.
That's the Russian one.
Mir. Okay. Go with that. Mir. Wait. Damal. Yeah. Hallo. Fred. Frio. Yeah. Hasiti. Okay, can you call it up there? Okay, so you can see how that would work. And hopefully the kids are nice and warmed up now. Okay, so the main learning objective of the warm-up is to get them to start thinking about different languages, or have a concept that there are different ways of saying things, which ties in with the actual goal, peace, justice and strong institutions. For that to be a global goal, obviously we need to be able to say in different languages and have an appreciation that there are different languages, because I think sometimes maybe young kids don't know that there are other languages, especially in England. I think we were very guilty, the Brits, of thinking that, I have literally heard this quote from some kids in England: why do I need to speak another language if everyone speaks English? And oh, so embarrassing. So please try and learn another language. So we're going to be now working, as I said, with kids trying not to get too confused about this, because they might not know what is justice. So you kind of need to break it down like Einstein says. So peace, there's the definition, about basically being kind. Justice, being fair. Kids like you to be fair. If you're not fair, all hell will break loose in your sessions. You have to be fair. If you say one more chance, one more chance. If you say everyone's going to get a chocolate egg in the Easter egg hunt, everyone needs to, like, you have to be fair. So be kind, be fair. Strong institutions, maybe you can say like or maybe I would say, and everyone doing the right thing, like that kind of thing. Okay, so now for the individual and group game, I'm going to show you this game, and I'm going to use it to try and infer those values. So I'll just write them in for you in my nice space here. So, be kind. En español, ser amable. En justice, be fair. Ser
Justo.
Or justa. And strong institutions, we're going to say, do the right thing. Do what's right. My friend Dee has a great catchphrase on her Facebook page, and she says, do what's right, not what is easy. Is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay? Can you do a focus on that? Okay, so the game is, I'm going to show you how to set up the game. Very easy, very popular, okay, with kids. So you simply put a line of cones here, okay, and then another line at the other end. This must be played all over the world. I don't think I've ever coached in a country where they did not play this game. Just moving the croissants casually. Okay. So Goose is currently moving the croissant. So the aim of the game, in England we call it bulldog. In Chile they call it, on one side to the other. We don't have a name here. Okay, it's in the Global Goals Impact site as well. If you've been following us for a few years, there's a whole site of impact games. So very simple in essence. The kids need to get from one side to the other without being tagged or tackled, or when I do it with stand-up paddleboarding, they have to paddle from one side to the other without the person in the middle tapping their board with their paddle. So it's very transferable. On a climbing wall you could do it like that. It's easy to adapt. So let's try. So individual game, if you're doing this with kids on Zoom, then you can just get them running from one side, or dribbling the ball or bouncing their ball from one side of the room to the other, okay, and just get them doing that to start with. Okay, so I'm going to do it with dribbling. Okay, come on. Okay, simple as that. Okay, then you're going to slowly build it up for the kids, because sometimes for kids and adults it's overwhelming if you hit them with too many rules in one go. Just like for me as well, like if someone talks very quickly and gives a lot of information all at once, in psychology call it the primacy recency effect. So you remember the first thing and the last thing and nothing in between. Cameraman's calling me a nerd, this is true. So don't overload them with too much information, especially on a Friday. Think of everything they've been through this week. Okay? So now I don't have it, because I'm on my own here, I don't have anyone to play with. If I was doing this as a group game, you have all the kids here and then maybe one or two kids in the middle, and you have to try and get past them. I'm going to use the exercise ball as the defender, okay? Because sometimes it is good to practice without an active defender, so you could use a passive defender, or you can use an obstacle, because sometimes kids, if you're trying to teach the step over and you're the defender, sometimes kids are going to struggle because it's a bit scary trying to do their skill under pressure. So sometimes I would employ just a static target like a cone, so they're not scared and they get the movement pattern and when to execute it. So we're going to do the same, and now I'm going to try and bring in the values that we're trying to teach with today's goal. So remember what they were. So be kind, be fair, and do what's right, not what is easy. The 3 easy peasy things that we should all apply every single day of our lives. What? Okay. He's distracted by the cameraman. Okay, ready? So you can also bring in the words for peace that we learnt. So when you get to the middle, when you get to the defender here, you have to play rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, and then that's gonna define whether you pass or not. Okay, so if in the individual game, this is how we do it. Then I show you the group game. Ready? Okay, so I'm about to do this. Oh yeah, I'll do it, please. Show your wrist as well. So rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And again, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, so the defender, Goose, won on behalf of the purple ball. Okay, so then I have to have a consequence because I lost, because it's important for kids to realise you can't always win in sport, and it's also important to give those values of how to win, how to lose, and to be fair with what we're trying to educate them. So we're going to say, like, I'm going to lose a life. So let's see. This is my currency. Could actually use croissants right now, but no, it's fine. So I'm going to be the red one. So the red team against the yellow team. This is our bank. Okay. So because I lost that one red, okay, is going to go to the yellow team. Let's try again. So you're going to use some of the skills that you've been learning in the brave training, which I hope you've been following. Okay, ready? Oh, sorry, forgot. I got tackled by a ball. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 3, 2. Okay, so now I could either take one of the yellow ones from Goose, or I can take my red back. So I will take my red back. Okay. Okay, now let's try it with a smaller ball. If you've got very talented players that you want to push, you need to make it more challenging for them, because otherwise it'll be too easy and they'll get too bored. And then, you'll have some problems if they're bored. Okay? Boredom is very, very, it's a big problem. Ready? Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So now you get to take one of Goose's. Oh yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on. Goose has only got one left. How unfortunate. England v Chile in the rock, paper, scissors, be nice, be kind championship. 1, 2, 3. No, replay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Champion! Champion! Okay, so it's important when you play with kids. I probably wouldn't celebrate. I celebrated because I'm playing with an adult who can probably do it without crying. He's crying now. So when you're teaching kids how to win and lose, don't celebrate like I just did, because they might get upset. If they're at the level where they can lose, then it's fine and you can have a bit of fun. But kids between maybe like between age 4 to age 8, I'd say they're struggling with losing. It's just part of the psychology on their development. So then you just like shake the hands, good game, well played. And just reinforce like being kind, being fair, sticking to the rules. If you then took back, if you said, no, don't worry, you won, then you're not teaching them how to win and lose. You're not teaching them how to be fair. They're just winning, and they won't learn anything. So you have to teach them to win and lose, and to be a good competitor, and to be kind, and all the values that we're trying to bring across. Now I'll show you the same game for a group. I don't have anyone to play with, but I will show you anyway. So we're going for the group, and the values: be kind, be fair, do what's right and not what is easy. Okay, ready? So I'm going to do the same thing now. Okay, and then imagine that the big purple ball is a kid. I'm playing it with them. So I'm going to do the thing. Okay, during this time, everyone else that's playing with me, so like all my friends, here they are. I actually can't get that one. So these are replicating people I'm playing with. So if I've distracted the defender, here with my rock, paper, scissors, it gives a chance for all of the other players to get through. So then, if you're a sports coach, you can make the point of distracting people to achieve something else. Okay? And if you wanted to get really political, Goose is shaking his head to not get political. If you want to get slightly political, you could bring in to older kids about the media's use of distraction so that governments can achieve something else, if you wanted to get political, okay? And you could look all into like how the media portray something, and they're like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, and voila, we've done something else. Okay, so, I mean, I wouldn't do that for 5-year-olds, but if you're doing this with 18-year-olds or adults, then you might want to talk, like, open the discussion for the use of distraction. Okay, if I'm doing it with footballers, I'm just going to say the use of feints and moving to distract, or like, thanks. You're going to draw a defender, if you know that term. So if I am drawing a defender, it means I'm deliberately making the player come to me. So if I'm playing against Goose now, and I've got a teammate there, so I'm deliberately going to make the defender come to me. So like can I have a ball, please? So in rugby, this is a rugby, okay, imagine. So I am going to go into touch, like go in here, like this. You, as the watcher, as the defender, come into me, facing that way. Okay, and then I'm going to pass the ball. You see where our water jug is? So the ball goes up there, bam, it's a try. Okay, so it's talking about drawing the defender. So that's how you link the technical football. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, blah, 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 blah. Okay, then we carry on. This time, I'm going to imagine that in the game, someone else has gone to the defender. Okay, so this red ball here is doing that. And then when that's happening, I can use my spatial awareness, see that's happening, and then I'm going to sneak in around here. Okay? Voila! Easy. Hopefully that is clear enough. You think it's clear, please? Yeah? You're not giving me much positivity here. Okay, so there we've done the warm-up. Remember the piece warm-up and the check-in, the one where we did about checking either side. So I had the ball there, and you have to check either side, like that, and receive the pass. Very simple movements, but you're talking about the check-in there. Individual game and the group game, we're tying them together, and that's what we've just done with the bulldog game. So like, if you can see, it's quite hard to draw with oil pastel in detail, but you're getting from one side to the other with an obstacle in the way. So it's called bulldog in English. I'm sure it's got many names. It's a very simple game. I imagine it's played in every country in the world. Physical challenge. Oh yes, the moment we've all been waiting for. Okay, is the camera on me? So physical challenge time. I'm gonna, should I make it hard or easy? Hard.
It's Friday.
Okay, so you've got a whole weekend to recover, so we're gonna make it hard. And then we'll just do the actions for the goals. Okay, so a hard one. Let's see what I've had in my treasure trove. Let's say, do some ping pong or skipping. Okay. So a hard one, physical challenge. So it's going to be about accuracy and throwing. So you need a target. So it could be like a cone. Could you mind holding that? Okay. So this is going to be if you're a basketball player or just anyone who wants to try. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to go onto your exercise ball. If you don't have one of these, then you can just do it on a standing, or if you have a pillow or a wobble board would work, or you can try on one leg. Okay. And then it's like a basketball shootout or a netball shootout. You ready? Okay, and then you're going to make it harder with a ping pong ball. Down, please. Okay, let's try again. So, if you found that too easy, you move further away. If you found it very hard, like I did, move it closer. So it's all about, when you're working with kids, differentiating. So if you've got different abilities, moving them further or easier or away, or closer, to differentiate for difference is an ability, so that everyone keeps having a challenge, because if they're not challenging, it's not fun, and they'll get bored, and then they'll start throwing balls at each other. So let's prevent boredom. I have a broom here. Just thinking how I would bring a broom into this workout. Okay, ready? So you've got your different size balls. Let's try again. And if you want to reinforce the warm-up, so you can say that pass, pax, that's Latin, pace, shalom, and just see like you're recapping what they would have learned at the start, because you have to reinforce the message, and then you say to the kids, okay, so what was the 3 main values that we're learning in today's session? And they hopefully will say, be kind, be fair, and do what's right, not what is easy. So, ser amable, sea justo, y hágalo.
Haz lo correcto.
Haz lo correcto, o haz lo que es correcto, no que es fácil. Ole! Okay. So that's the challenges. We have done that. Now you need to come over to my laptop, sorry, in our bar with no alcohol in it. Okay, welcome to my standing desk. So, in order to do action for the goal, if you go onto the globalgoals.org website, and then it breaks down the target, which is Global Goal 16, it breaks it down into subdivisions of the target. So, I'll just read you a few of them. There's 12. Just turning John Mayer down. Reduce violence everywhere. So it says, significantly reduce all forms of violence and related deaths everywhere. 16.2, protect children from abuse, exploitation, trafficking and violence. I mean, that's awful, so hopefully that one can be a priority. Promote the rule of law and ensure equal access to justice. Combat organised crime and illicit financial and arms flows. Substantially reduce corruption and bribery. Develop effective, accountable and transparent institutions. Ensure responsive, inclusive and representative decision making. Strengthen the participation in goal governance. Provide universal legal identity. Ensure public access to information and protect fundamental freedoms. Nearly there. Strengthen national institutions to prevent violence and combat terrorism and crime. Promote and enforce non-discriminatory laws and policies. There we have all of the sub-targets. And then you can, if you keep going down the page, if you have your laptop there, so this is the things they think that we could all do. So number 1, find a Global Goal 16 charity you want to support. Any donation, big or small, can make a huge difference. Know your rights at work. In order to access justice, knowing what you are entitled to will go a long way. Run for a public post. Stay informed. And they suggest go the Global Goals online or social media at the Global Goals or Global Goals World Cup. Vote. Please vote. If you have got the right to vote, please vote, because from my perspective as a girl, girls were fighting for us to vote only a few years ago, so please honour them by voting. Speak up. Ask your local and national authorities to engage in initiatives that don't harm people or the planet. Makes sense? And I think those are the suggestions. So yeah, globalgoals.org, and then it's /16/ peace and peace, justice and strong institutions is quite easy to find. So if you just zoom in on this again, please. So let's check we've gone through everything. So warm up, yes. Individual game, yes. Group game, yes. Physical challenge, remember it's the basketball shootout with a ball and a cone. If you don't have a cone, you can just have it in someone's hands like that, or any target that you can find. Action for the goals, we can write them in here. So, support a Goal 16 charity. Even if it's not financial, it could be like just following them on social media. Then we've got the next one was vote. If you're over 18, you can do that. And the next one, which one shall we put? Maybe stay informed. So educate yourself. So for example, have some understanding of other people's perspectives. Understand other perspectives. Because for example, with the Black Lives Matter protests, I had to do a bit of investigation, because I didn't actually know everything that was going on, and I had to talk to my friend Nikki, who's in the States, and because I naively thought that George Floyd, for example, I thought it was an isolated occurrence, and I thought it was awful, but I didn't know. Nikki told me that this kind of thing happens all the time, so I think it was important for myself to educate and have a better understanding of what's actually going on. For that, you need to listen and talk to people who are affected. There's a lot of very good YouTube videos now which are explaining to people what they can do, like as a white person, what I could do to support people going through all these struggles. So yeah, it's very important. So there we've got support a Global 16 charity, a Goal 16 charity, vote, and educate yourself, understand other perspectives. I think that was everything that we needed to put in. So the key messages, let's underline them so they're nice and standy outy, or circle, let's go. Be kind, can you see? Be kind, be fair, do what is right, not what is easy. Let's get a Spanish translation going. Ser amable, ser justo, or do what is right, not what is easy. Hacer lo que es correcto. No solo lo que es fácil. Okay, thanks to Dee for that inspiration. So there we have it, our session for today. I can put this, I'll send it to the Global Goals team so they can upload it for you in case you need to access it. And I'll also put it on our Team Brave Instagram. We have a new account for our art, so put it on that. That means that it is officially the weekend for everyone who's watching. So I hope you have a lovely weekend. And I will see you on Monday for the Spanish session, which is on goalkeeping. So Ellen, this is for you on Monday. I'll try and add a bit of English so you get what we're talking about. So yeah, Monday's goalkeeping in Español for arqueras or arqueros. And then we've got next week, Wednesday and Friday, the Global Goal sessions. Thanks for your patience and for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks for supporting the Global Goals World Cup. They're doing an amazing job. And yeah, thanks to the organising team too. Ciao.